Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Run, and today we're playing as Isaac. This daily was definitely on the crazy side. It went uphill pretty fast. It was one of those dailies that you just kind of keep getting really good items and you just keep picking it up and you just get progressively stronger and stronger. With dailies, at least with how I play them, when I'm already strong enough, maybe I skip out on some items that would usually be considered good, but I just feel like at a certain point, if I'm really strong enough that I feel like I can tackle the rest of the game, or at least tackle it with minimal amount of items that I have, then I don't pick up certain items just because I don't really want to increase my item penalty. Item penalty isn't already that high, at least, if you pick up a few extra items, it's not really gonna be noticeable in your score, but overall, I still feel like there's a degree of maybe decision making there, which I feel is important, and, maybe over a long period of time, it might gain me like 2 ranks or 3 with how scarce I am sometimes whenever I pick up items, because like I said, I'm the type of person who really doesn't pick up all the items, but in this daily, sometimes you just go a little bit crazy and you just get a ton of really good items, and I just decided, to pick up most of them, at least the ones I saw, just to maybe have a pretty fun synergy at the end and to start off really, really powerful. You notice that I started out with the left-hand trinket, and the left-hand trinket is an interesting one. By the way, yeah, this is a special daily because it's Edmund's birthday. If you don't know really who Edmund is, and that would be quite odd considering he's the one who made this game, but yeah, it's his birthday, and for some reason I think the only change here was that we start out with the left hand and we can't drop trinkets. So it's essential like having the tick at all times, but of course if you do pick up another trinket, like in this case rusted key, you can replace the left hand immediately. To be honest, I didn't even really notice we had the left hand until I actually picked up the rusted key. And if I did have the decision to trade it, I always would, because the left hand is useful in cases where I feel like you're maybe not strong enough. I definitely feel like red chests, when you get them, just in general, are more suit when your run is going weak, because they contain spirit hearts, they kind of make you a bit more healthier, and they also kind of have a chance to contain some items which you would probably want over just having some golden chests. Golden chests, don't get me wrong, are great, but if you don't have golden keys with which you can open them, I think they end up being really useless in a lot of cases, because even though maybe even if you open it, there's still a pretty high chance that you're just not gonna get anything out of them, whereas red chests, while they're useless in a lot of cases, you can still find pills in them, and pills can give you stat upgrades. Of course, you can get any of the copy items, but I think most importantly, they do give you those spirit hearts, which I think can carry your run if your run is maybe on the weak side. But you can see that what I was talking about this run just kind of going ham, and we just keep getting good items one after another, and it's really not at the point where I could skip any of these items, because I think they're all good in their own sense. The only one was Docked Stewed, and I just picked it up because I never saw this item before. I know what it does. It's when you pick it up and whenever you're near a secret room, a second secret room I think, or even maybe near a tinted rock, you hear this howl or a bark from a dog to indicate that there's something going on. And I think the point of that is because the secret rooms are marked as the moon. With the moon card you go to the secret room, and because then dogs howl at the moon, and that's maybe the reason why you hear them. But yeah, that's quite an interesting combination of items that we got here. All in all, it just everything went together in this particular daily. And I know that this won't be the same for everyone, just because it is a DZXF daily. And I do think I made a pretty clutch decision early on when I decided to go to the shop and I bought the black candle. I think that might have had a very big effect on the rest of the run, because I imagine if someone had like a Curse of the Blind on next floor, or maybe the Curse of the Blind, I think is the one where you can see the items. But essentially, if you can't see the items, obviously you can't make the plays I made, I think. And you really can't know which items to reroll, and I think that can have a big effect. But overall, I still feel like a lot of people will have a strong run. This is a curated daily, like I said before, and I'm not really sure if curated daily in this sense means that it was predetermined, so they actually set up some items. I know that they have the ability to do that, just because some of the items, for example, I think, I'm not really sure which one, but one of the items was it just contained a lot of Zelda items. We had the shields, we had the boomerangs and things like that, and I'm not sure if, like I said, this one is curated in the sense that we'll be getting all the same items, or at least that we'll get similar items in the end, but I really do think that this is just more of a fact that we got the left hand and we can't drop it, so maybe like more of a unique challenge. I would maybe like it a bit more if we just kind of stuck with the left hand and we couldn't replace it. I think that would make it just a bit more unique, as it is now, because we did trade it away for another trinket. It really doesn't have any effect on us. But you can see that this trinket has, not this trinket, this trinket as well, it did really help us out because we got a ton of keys after on. I think Rusted Key increases your chance of getting keys from golden chests, so that means essentially it's much more worth to open golden chests. So in that sense, sense, it's also good that we didn't have the left hand. And even though you really can't have 2 trinkets at once, or at least I couldn't because I didn't have any of those items, it still turned out pretty well. This is where the run went really bonkers. We got Guppy. Guppy's obviously great on its own, but besides that, we also got Chocolate Milk, which I think is not that good with Guppy, but what it is great with is Proptosis. And when you have the sides, Proptosis, and Chocolate Milk, you just end up with these giant sides that cover the whole screen. And when you have this high damage, you can essentially one-shot every enemy, and when you one-shot every enemy, you just kind of generate flies to go alongside that. What's great about this synergy, or maybe about this combo of items, is that when you do garner flies, just because you kill the enemies so fast with your sights, you don't really have to use the flies you have, and you can save them for the boss. So as soon as you enter the boss room, if you really can't one-shot the boss, which we can't, we're strong but not that strong, we can just let the flies do the rest of the work for us. I definitely think that the Guppy transformation is usually the most useful because of flight. Don't get me wrong, obviously having flies is just a great DPS upgrade, but oftentimes than not, I just feel like adding flight on top of that just makes this transformation a bit too powerful. It's definitely the most powerful transformation in the game, and it's quite odd considering all of the other transformations are relatively useless, and I think that's a very big I would say oversight, not even oversight, but more so a weird decide decision. I definitely think that transformation shouldn't detract anything from the game, because if you had a transformation which made things harder or maybe things a bit weirder, like for example, I remember the conjoined transformation, it was bugged at the start, and what you get was basically the whiz effect, so you didn't have a shot straight on, which means that as soon as you garner 3 familiars, you were shooting to the sides and you really couldn't control your tiers. So in that case, obviously that was really bad. As it is today, the whiz is actually a really good transformation because you just get extra 2 tiers which you shoot from the sides. But if it was like that, like it was originally, like it was bugged, it would really incentivize just picking up certain items which maybe you really do want to pick up, or maybe even worse, it would incentivize using the D6, not the D6, but the D100 and the D4. So it would turn these really fun items into just a disaster waiting to happen, because once you get the transformation, you can't go back, and being stuck with a tier shot which you really can't hit, I think is a very awkward situation. But nevertheless, I am glad that they patched them out, but I definitely think that some of the other transformation could be improved, at least to some degree, or at least make them a bit more unique to give them a bit more personality. I think Guppy transformation is just so renowned, not only because it is so powerful, but also because it is so flavorful. Guppy is a cat that kinda is a theme that just reiterates through the whole game. You see it all in all. Basically, every time you die, you see Isaac saying, "I'll live to my cat Guppy, all of the items that I found in the basement." And I think that's a very nice touch. And I definitely think that some of the other transformations do have some flavor to them, like the Bob transformation. I think, that's also one of the themes that kind of keeps going just from how many items there are. But at the same time, like Fungi transformation, I'm not really sure what even that does. I don't remember even seeing it. The only times I do see this crazy transformation is when I actually do kind of reroll them with the D4, and when that happens, maybe that's a very novel thing indeed, but the fact that you don't really see what they're doing is kind of, it lives on the mech side. But then again, with modding, we can make our own, and we can improve on those, and maybe, you never know, maybe with booster packs, someone does make a transformation like that, and it gets added officially to the game. Besides that, this is maybe the final coup de grace to show you just how powerful this run was. From when I got Proptosis, I didn't really pick up too many items up, just because of the reasons I stated before. I still tried to keep my item penalty to a minimal, but we did get Contract from Below that doubles our consumables that we get at the end of the floor, and I did pick up Pentagram, because why not? It's more damage, I really can't complain about that. With this combo, you can see that we're just tearing ass, we're just killing enemies super fast, and Mega Satan really doesn't stand a chance. What's surprising, the second phase did an attack that I don't really remember. I didn't even know he did have this attack. I just thought those were the splitting shots, and they were, but there were so many shots at the screen that I didn't really know where to dodge. Usually dodge this attack by just staying very far away from him, because we had Proptosis. Obviously we do want to be as close to him as possible just to deal maximum damage. We did get hit once, but overall our damage penalty was super low, at least for me. I imagine that a lot of better players will probably have no damage penalty, or maybe even less than I did. But overall, a rank of 25th is a great rank. Yesterday I finished in the top 10, today if I finish in the top 30, top 50 is even okay. I'm just super glad that our consistency is slowly coming back. I know it takes one bad daily to ruin like 5 dailies for me, because I just kind of get out of sync, but now I feel in sync, and I'm really glad with how this daily turned out. We missed some exploration bonus, and that's mainly due to me playing slow, and that's an eternal problem for me, but nevertheless, I do feel like we went to a lot of rooms. I did both Womb 1 and Womb 2 fully, which is something that very rarely happens, but still we did do what we did, and our time was great, our exploration was great, our stage was great, everything was great. This was a great run, and if you didn't, I do encourage you to go to the seed and try it out, because this is a curated daily. I don't know if the seed will actually work, but it might. You know, you never know if you never try. So I hope you do, and if you did play the daily, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.